So Shaun, walk us through your match winning goal on the weekend.
I don't think there was too much to it. It was pretty straightforward, to be fair. But no, I think it probably started with the pressure from our small forwards, really. I think Brian, chase down tackle and Brayshaw to actually stop them going forward is probably a key part to it all. So to get a contest in the middle of the ground, and then we could just kind of surge it forward from there. So, and I was just lucky enough to get on the end of it.
You're pretty modest and selfless, and whenever someone gives you a rap, TV Data had you rated as a top 20 player over the last month. How does that sit with you?
Not too sure. I don't really read into it. I'm pretty focused on like what we see within the four walls here. So as long as I'm playing my role for the team, then I'm happy. And then if the coaches are happy, then it makes it a lot easier. So I don't read too much into that stuff. And as long as I'm doing what's required, then it's good.
How much has your role this year changed to your role last year, playing a lot of midfield? You were able to pump out some ridiculous numbers in the VFL, a bit more of a team-oriented role this year. How has that been and adapting to that?
Yeah, no, it was challenging at first, to be fair, but really good. I've really enjoyed the challenge of it all. Playing more of a traditional small forward, applying that pressure up forward to get some more forward turnovers to finish with a few more goals for the team. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and obviously different teams, different strategies and everything as well. So I'm fully invested in what I'm doing here, and I'm as long as I'm contributing to the team in some way, I'm more than happy with that.
It was an exciting start to the year for you, obviously debuting in round one and in the team round two, but you sort of made to bide your time after that. How frustrating was that, considering just how long it had taken for you to make it to the big time? Yeah,
I'd be lying if I didn't say it was frustrating, but at the same time I understood why I need to go back and learn the role properly at VFL level before I could contribute well enough at AFL level. So at the same time, I'm still a first year player, so not many first year players can play round one. So I was very fortunate and grateful to get that opportunity early, and then to go back and work my craft at VFL level. And we had some pretty good form there, so hopefully the boys can continue that on and into a strong final series. So and then to be back in the team now, just making sure every post is a winner.
Was there any performance in that VFL run where you're like, I know what I'm doing now, I really deserve a spot back in the AFL side?
I don't think it was any one performance in particular. It was probably just a variety of games and working on different roles within that. So as I mentioned before, playing the small forward role, it's a bit different at Geelong to where it was at Werribee, and VFL level to AFL level. So to get exposure at VFL level playing that, but then obviously playing a bit of midfield time as well. Just pretty much going back to work on the craft and make sure I was ready when I got that next opportunity.
Do you feel like you're fighting for your spot every week now in the seniors, or do you feel a bit more comfortable than you did, say, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, no, I think everyone's fighting for their spot. As I mentioned, our VFL team's playing really well at the moment, so obviously I'm comfortable at the level playing, but I think everyone's a bit on edge in terms of having to play well each week to keep their spot. So it was just healthy competition.
Did it feel a bit surreal, kicking the goal on the weekend, considering that Fremantle was probably one of the clubs that were interested in you this time last year?
No, I haven't put any thought into that, but first time over in Perth, so it was really nice, and 50,000 fans, and we had a fair few show out, which was really nice, kind of drowned out the Freo supporters. So to keep the goal was nice, but I think it was playing in Jez's 250s was pretty special as well, and I think we've had a pretty good record this year of winning in milestone games, so it was really nice to continue that trend.
How was the feeling within the group? Obviously, all a lot of predictors are now saying that the Cats could have a home final and a double chance potentially. It's funny how it's all worked out. I mean, what is the feeling? Is there a real belief that you guys can win the premiership? Yeah,
I think we've had a strong belief all year that our best footy stacks up against anyone, and I think it's proven. Just last round, you look at the results from each game. If you're not on at your best, you probably lose. So we're very with that mindset at the moment. So we focus on this week against St Kilda, and we know we have to bring our best for the 4 quarters. Otherwise, St Kilda, they play pretty well on the weekend, so they could certainly get the job done against us. So we'll focus on this weekend, and then let the ladder predictors play out with everyone else.
Why are you focusing on this week going forward? Do you start to have a little bit of a peek forward and think, okay, well, there's a chance for me to be playing in some big moments, in big finals, in front of big crowds in Melbourne in particular?
No, not really. I think I'm pretty focused on this weekend. As I mentioned, the competition for spots is pretty strong here at Geelong. So if I'm not playing my best this weekend, then you can find yourself out the next. So I won't look any forward than 7:20 this weekend.
What was the recovery like for the team coming back from Perth? Obviously, it's not an easy trip to make at the best of times. So.
Yeah, no, I think it was really good. A few of the boys were in here yesterday, doing what they need to do to get up for training today. So I think everyone's recovered well, and there's no injuries, which is nice.
Same as against at Marvel this week. You guys haven't had a game there this year, basically. So is anything read into that in terms of how you approach it differently in terms of playing at that stadium?
No, I don't think it does. I was just talking to Susie and Pat before, and we haven't played there since this time last year. So I think we see it as an exciting opportunity to go down to Melbourne and play at Marvel Stadium. We're happy to play anywhere. I think proven on the weekend, we're happy to go over to Perth and play to our style, and we can play against anyone. So I think it's an exciting opportunity to play under the roof, and you're guaranteed good weather, so it's always good.
Last week after training, I saw you had footies in one hand, equipment in the other, carrying it into. Is that something you sort of pride yourself on? Obviously, coming from humble beginnings, making every post a winner, but also just being selfless off the field as well.
I don't put too much thought into that either. I just do what saves our property team carrying everything in themselves. So I think just at country level and VFL footy, you got to help out where you can. So you don't want to leave it to too few.
Meg, what is Shaun like off the field?
Yeah, I've been listening in here being like, not even wanting to put my 2 cents in because he's a bit he's very modest, which is something that we love about him. But I think from the moment that he sort of walked into the club, everyone that was in here already realised that, you get opportunities based on being as much a good person and a good club person as you are a good footballer, and that's been true throughout. And I think we were all here stoked to see him get his opportunity early on, and his consistency throughout the season, like you asked about, was really evident, and everyone's really excited for how he's playing at the moment and the opportunities that he's getting. And it speaks to how he is as a whole person, which is, of course, something that this club tries to promote with everyone. Is that's how I guess you earn your hoops, is being fantastic on and off the field. Yeah.
Him putting the footies away, that sort of stuff. Is that stuff that you've seen across the last year since he's been in?
Well, I don't see him post-training, but I certainly, I think it's the friendly face in the corridor more for me. But of course, that's the little things that get anyone going around a footy club. So if he could school a few of his teammates on keeping the gym clean. No, I don't have much more to say on that front other than he's fantastic with all those things, and I think custodianship of this club's really important to everyone who's here, so pick up after yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Just on your pre-season, how
Very true.
how is the pre-season going? Obviously, a match sim over the weekend. Yeah, how's it all tracking along?
It's tracking really well. It's funny, you had asked me a week ago, how's it going, and you're all guns blazing, really excited, and of course with the knowledge that everyone's going to answer in that way when pre-season's humming, and then you play opposition and things are a bit different, and you get a little bit of that feeling of we probably set ourselves to sort of continue from training, and then things are different, and obviously that you've got to adapt to an opposition and find your level and find your tempo and find your intensity for the first time. So that's what Match Sim's for. I'd love to be standing here and be as humming as you are when you're leading into finals, but that's not the reality of the end of a pre-season. So it was a good opportunity to see our potential, absolutely, but be reminded of where we've got some areas for improvement, and that'll happen this week against Essendon.
Did any of those areas you improved stand out from that match sim you've had?
I just think finding that intensity again. I think Dan spoke post-match about how it probably took us a quarter or two to find that level, but it was also really promising that we worked into it across the course of the 4 quarters and finished really strongly. We didn't necessarily anticipate we'd get to practice the sort of inverted commas save the game scenario and that situational stuff, but it was good to be able to manage the scoreboard at the end and come away with a win when there's not actually 4 points on the line, but having those opportunities is great as well. So I think when we lifted our pressure around the ball and as a defensive line, then of course we got a better look going forward. So I think as much as I focused on those RFIs. At the same time, we had players like, I thought Michaela Bowen stood up, Gabby Featherston showed some fantastic intensity, Rachel Kearns was amazing behind the ball. So you just want those points of intensity not to be outliers and to have everyone be at that level, and that's what these 2.5 weeks is about, is getting everyone there.
Had some new faces come over the draft and trade. How did they go over the weekend, and how have they been over the pre-season as well?
Yeah, they've been wonderful. I think it's been a bit different in that they didn't all come in at once. They've come in waves, but those that came in first, so Bridie and Shondell had great games in the weekend. Bridie, had forced a turnover and kicked a goal from the wing, so that was really exciting, and I can't speak highly enough of who they are as people, similar to the way that Shaun's come in, and they've done absolutely everything they can to be ready for this season and hopefully get a chance to debut. But that's been true of Lily Pearce. Got I think she got one in the throat early in the game. I don't know if that's public, but she got one in the throat, so she possibly didn't get the best chance at her first game in the hoops on the weekend. But hopefully she's back for Essendon and can do that. Bella Smith. Who else am I missing, Susie? Caitlin Thorne. They've been really impressive with how they've just embraced the opportunity and come in with a real openness and a keenness to learn, and that solicited a really warm response and respect from the group. So they couldn't have done more to start their careers off in the hoops really positively.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see any of those being a chance for round one? And obviously they'll put their case forward on the weekend as well. But yeah, do you see them as being round one chances? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's going to be a challenge because I think we obviously finished with a really strong humming team at the end of last year, and our retention's been something that we've been really proud of. But having said that, we've got a list of 30 and 11 games in 10 weeks. So whether or not they play round one, some of them might. I think the entire list will be called upon across the course of the season. So they're absolutely ready whenever that opportunity comes. Hopefully for them it's sooner rather than later, and I think they'll be set up to really succeed based on a strong system and really great support from the rest of the group.
How difficult was the finals exit last year? Obviously, I don't think many expected you to get to a prelim, but to go out in those circumstances, in a nail-biter right at the end, how tough was that? And is that driving you guys to go further this year?
Yeah, it's sort of just as you've said. It was equally a source of great pride to have made actually technically it wasn't our first prelim, but with the full competition, to have made the prelim and put ourselves in a position to play in a grand final was, I think, spoke to the trajectory that we were on, and to be in that position and to play the way we were, you have to be in a place of, I think, really deep belief, and love and care and all those other things for each other, and have your game going really well. So to be in that place, to think we can do this, and then to experience that kind of disappointment is really hard. But at the same time, you're able to contextualise it and to know that it's a step along our journey to hopefully going further in the future. And part of that is doing what you can, sort of rounds or weeks 1 to 11, to earn the opportunity to go again, and hopefully to do that here. So it was both exciting, an endorsement of our journey, but at the same time really disappointing, and that drove improvement over the off season. But I think now everyone's pretty focused in the present.
Are there any players that Cats fans might not know too well that are really pushing for round one, or you've seen some big improvement from over the pre-season?
I think off the back of the weekend, no one can stop talking about Gabby's, Featherston's physicality. She's not a Utica Cats fan. She's played before, but she's, I think, really realising her power, and her impact. She is physically a very powerful player, and she played almost every position on the ground on the weekend. So that's an exciting prospect. Our club, really focuses on being adaptable and playing multiple roles as a player. So she's one for that. Kate Kenny kicked her first goal, so we're really proud of our Irish contingent. We've now got 4 in our women's program, and they can each have an impact. Obviously, Aisling was voted best first year player in the comp last year. So they're the 2 that come to mind over the weekend, and I also just am really excited by the fact that our core group of players that have had focus on them for the whole course of our history in the AFLW, who came in at 18 and now 23, 24 years old and entering their prime. So that's probably a really exciting thing as well.
Absolutely. And Shaun, just quickly, Patrick Dangerfield obviously had a really good sort of last few weeks. I mean, how have you seen his form, and also how's it been learning under a guy like him as your captain?
Yeah, he's obviously, pardon me, a great player of the competition for a long time now, and I think, the way he's got his body right over the course of the season to really hit his straps now and hopefully into a finals campaign, just shows the professional that he is. And to the second question, to play under him is, pretty surreal. It's nice to be able to sit down and have a coffee with him and just pick his brain a little bit of, what to do to get better throughout the week, or just those little 1%ers that can certainly help your performance out in the ground. So we're very lucky to have him, and we've got a lot of players like him in terms of Hawk, Stu, Mark Blitzarth, these guys. So we're very lucky here.
And just on Hawk, how's he looking on the track? Obviously sort of tracking towards around 24 return. I don't think you're a doctor, but how's he looking from your perspective?
I'm a doctor. Obviously, I think a few people would have seen yesterday he was out running for the first time in a little while, which is a really good step in his journey to getting back. I'm not sure when he'll be back, but that is certainly one for the doctors to take control of. But we're really excited to see his progression since he has had the injury, and he's been in every day working harder than anyone else. So he's really pushing for that, and obviously he's played for a long time, so he knows how to get his body right for the right time of the year, and we're really hoping he does that.
Question for both. Are you getting your hands on his book, or have we already got a copy of Hawkins' book?
No.
I have seen it. Just got released, didn't it, the other day?
It did get released. I haven't read it yet. I'll ask him for a coffee. A coffee and a copy.
Maybe a couple for the team, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. No, I'm absolutely really keen to read it, and I said to him privately that he's been through some things in his career that I feel like I can certainly learn from him. Not at all drawing any comparisons, but some of his more challenging times, I feel like I've gone through similar ones, so I'm looking forward to having a read and debriefing it with him.
Yeah, we'll buy it.
We'll buy it.
Everyone else buy it too.
Yeah, discount code.